I think there are a lot of different views out there. What I have like witnessed is like hip hop has definitely become a global thing, definitely, and it has entered the bigger institutions like the UN. KRS One went to the UN with like the hip hop culture concept, and the UN accepted it. Like they let him just represent it, and so this is like a very special step for a culture. If because before it was an underground thing. Of course, rap was all over in the mainstream, but the culture itself was underground. It was a subculture. But when the bigger institutions like the United Nations, when they recognize this culture, it becomes like part of normal bigger culture. So definitely hip hop has changed itself and it has changed society, because nowadays, let's say my daughter is now 2.5 years, she will grow up with hip hop culture around her, not because of me. Even if I wasn't there, she would go to school and she would learn about hip hop because it's all over. We are both studying English, we are becoming English teachers, and our English textbooks, like in the 90s, it was all like normal stuff that you find in textbooks. But like then in the last 10 years, they changed the subjects. You find a lot of hip hop stories in the English textbooks because it is about American culture and about English culture, and of course hip hop plays a role. So definitely hip hop has changed society. I don't know whether that change is positive or whether it is like meaningful. It is just what you can say as a fact is hip hop has become a part of normal society. That's definitely true.
Well, I would just add, or maybe just say that what's most visible is, of course, the music, and how the music influenced other genres as well, right? So you have scratching on, I don't know, a Red Hot Chili Peppers album or something, right? And so as for culture or popular culture, it's rap music that was the most influential, with some problems. Basically that, for example, gangster rap was popular, far more than conscious rap was, for example. It just sold more records, got more airplay on MTV, on radio stations and so on. And so, which sort of impression that gave to a culture on the whole, or popular culture on the whole, it's difficult to trace that back. But I think that those hip-hop ideas and values that we talked about, they are not implemented in mainstream culture, everyday culture. That's not what I was saying.
And I think what's still like missing in the whole like change is, even if hip hop is recognized by mainstream culture, it is still about like the art form of hip hop is recognized. But if you want like social change, political change, it is only there if you start giving a school names like the Africa Bambaataa school, like a normal school where kids go through. If that starts, or if streets are named after hip hoppers, Crazy Leg Street, then you have started like changing society. But the change right now is just like, okay, this culture is recognized as something where art happens, and this is contemporary art, and we have to say it's there and it's cool.
I think since I listen mostly to American rap, it showed me a lot about the American culture, about East Coast culture, but also West Coast culture, and how different regions have different musical traditions in terms of style and flow and the themes that they rap. And my worldview, my musical worldview, also changed through hip hop in the way that I fell in love with the beat aspect, the beat and the sampling aspect of hip hop, and that really changed my musical education in a way. And this is something that I still continue to cherish and to be fascinated by hip hop culture and by listening to like the newest beats and also what's possible today with making digital beats and stuff like that. So that's in a way my musical worldview got changed and heavily influenced through hip hop.
My interest from hip hop into hip hop comes just from being a teenager in the early days of music television. I mean, I grew up in East Germany as a kid, and then so many exciting things happened at once. The wall came down, we got Western European television, we got MTV in 1992 or so, and it was just a whole new world opening up, and part of that world was tuning into MTV at night and seeing MTV Raps and seeing angry people from the United States tell their stories with sometimes totally weird beats. I was always interested in music for one, and hip hop beats and samples always fascinated me, and and this whole, I always had a fascination with the with the English language also. So I also learned English through watching MTV Raps, for instance, and so ultimately the whole package, just the exciting aspect of that it resonated just with this feeling of vibrancy. The beats were as vibrant as my youth in this new society.
So of course, when I first heard hip hop, and I didn't yet speak English to that level that I would really understand it, it was always about the rhythm and about the music, the sonic experience. But then basically the need to understand what they say made me want to understand the language, and I guess over time it just wasn't the music, like it was the whole history of it, the whole problems it has. I'm very critical about hip hop. I love it, but I see so many problems within it. So that's what brought me to study it on the university level, and I think that it has such a potential to be a movement, social movement, and change situation, that I just kind of started to orient not only the fun side and the hanging out in the club, and just go a little deeper.
I saw in hip hop now it's commercial and a lot of money, it's business. And if I have somebody to change this business, put the people who have nothing, who have no level, and give a real b-boy and real singer who have real level and real underground mic. Not sing about money, not dance about money, dance about the heart, dance about people, exchange with people. If I can exchange something, I think it's this fucking shit.
Okay. For me, why the hip hop changing is like I see people more motivated, I see people more professional, They go to studio, they spend money to do good sound, good quality, like professional. They try to get better, to do a really good video clip, And from my heart, what I want that to change, I want that, everybody goes in the same direction, that, okay, if you think different, it's a problem, but we have something that each other and let's go together, you know. It's
You
no
think different,
no
but
place for hate,
we
man.
can stay together. We can chill
Yeah.
together, yes.
Because there's a lot of things to do when you're, you know, when you're a group of people, you're more strong, you know, that's true. You know, the biggest army are the biggest, when you have 13,000 people behind you, you fuck up everybody, man. So why the people don't do that, you know, just take their hands, like say Martin Luther King, take our hands and, you know, go in the street, do our job together and live life with love.
Non, s'il vous plaît, we need everybody, on a besoin de tout le monde. More énergie, plus d'énergie. Faites du bruit, make some noise for me.